Hello and welcome to ReginaldESQ. I'm Underhook and this is another in our Kickass gaming series. In this case we're in the ARL V39 Tier 6 French tank destroyer. And if you've watched my review of this tank, you know it's not a great tank, but I have said it is possible to get good games, so hopefully this will be, I've got two games for you, they're both pretty good games. So we're on ESQ and it is a Tier 6 game, so we're top tier, which is good. I have the 105mm gun, which I think has 165 pen and does 300 damage. So let's see how we can go in this tank. Now, my complaints with this tank were very small gun traverse, the gun's not as accurate as advertised. Now, okay, we've got a shot here on Type 50. I deliberately knocked down that tree to give myself a bit of extra cover while I'm shooting, and then I shooting through the V of this rock. Fully aimed shot at the cupola of that side-on turret, and we missed by a mile, went over the top. That one hit the ground. So both, one went high, one went low. And I have found that with these guns, which I believe are not as accurate as advertised, especially the I think it's a 90mm, is much worse than advertised. The shots side to side tend to be not too bad, but they tend to go too high or too low very frequently. Now that one missed fair enough, it wasn't really fully aimed. So we're off to a bad start. I'll wait for this Type 58 to poke his head out. Here we go. Alright, nice shot there. So yeah, the Kickass game series is just a series of game. If I have good games in tanks now, I'm going to try and regularly, if I can, post them up so that hopefully there'll be a reservoir of games there. If you don't want to watch a full review, but you're just having trouble with a tank, you can watch a bit of gameplay and maybe get ideas of positions to play the tank from, and yeah, where the tank can be effective, all that sort of stuff. So not a great 2D this, but the gun is very punishing when it does hit and pen. But the accuracy and penetration aren't fantastic, or aren't as good as advertised, this might be. Interestingly, this 90mm, I'm not using 90mm now, but the 90mm that I really complained about during the review of this particular tank, I'm now driving the next tank in the series, which has that 90mm gun. And the 90mm gun is really accurate on the next tank. It's also really accurate on the heavy tanks. But just on this tank, it's not. So I'm really sus about the stats. Anyway, I'll stop talking about that. So the M6 there did pop its turret up. I can't see it now. I'm hoping it'll come back, and I was just going to stay there and shoot in the turret if it came back, but I lost patience. So now I decide to move forward. We're trying to cap, even though we're down. It's 4-7 and we're down, so we're actually not doing very well, but we've got someone trying to cap. So I decide to move forward and see if I can put some more pressure on them and hopefully stop them from targeting our guy there. I shoot the wall out because I thought there was someone behind it hiding, but I was wrong. Can't really get shots on these guys at the moment. So we're doing okay. We've got 2 kills and we've done 926 damage, which is alright. I think this tank's only got about 610 hit points, so we've done okay. Can we see artillery? Artillery's dead. Can we get a shot on this M6 heavy tank? T6 heavy, no shot. Now the enemy is now capping. There's 3 of them on the cap. I could turn around and go to cap and try and defend, but these guys, as I approach cap, will just shoot me in the back. And I have no arm, there's no point. We've got to try and get rid of these guys first, and then okay, if they're still capping, I'll go back. Alright, well our Jack Panzer does a great job there and gets rid of him. We still have this T150 here, and I'm reluctant to go back with that T150 Sydney. I was hoping I'd get a shot on the M6. I don't have a shot. Oh, we've managed to kill him anyway. Looks like we are hitting them while they're on cap. The T-150 is now coming out of cover, I think. There is. Oh, damn. Okay, through the gate. Nice. Alright, so that's 3 kills now, and we've had 5 scoring shots. Now I'm rushing back to try and help with cap, help defend cap. But all the tanks that were shooting the cappers on our side are now dead. In fact, it's just me and the Jagdpanzer left alive against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 enemy tanks. KV-1S just here on the left, and a KV-1 just over there. I'm actually going for the KV-1S because I know he has not enough hit points to take one of my shots. But then I think I'm just going to shoot through the wall at this KV-1.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
And we got him. And the KV, and all I could see was the marker on top of him when I shot that, so it was a bit of a guess. The KV-1S I know is over here because I just saw a tree go down. And he doesn't have I can kill him with 1 shot. And I can take a shot from him. Oh, M3 Lee. He actually gets a hit into me. Well done to him. Just look how hard it was to get aim on that tank. I had to actually move my tracks, and I was almost pointing him. The gun traverse is terrible. KV-1S gets a good shot into me while I'm trying to maneuver this thing with incredibly bad track traverse. So I'm a 1-shot kill for the KV-1S, and here's a 1-shot kill for me. So I'm kind of being careful. There's people trying to shoot me in the back at the same time, so I can't stand still. Trying to sort of get an angle on his turret or something. There he is. Oh! A bit lucky there, we get him. And they're going to cap 97, 98. I'm trying to get back there to get them, but the other tank slowed me down enough. And unfortunately, that's it. Alright, so we didn't do a heck of a lot of damage, so it was a class 2 badge, but we did get a top gun, and that's not that common in an ARL V39, so I thought it was a game worth showing. And we actually lived as well. We amazingly survived. So the next screen, see, we finished on top for XP on our team, but we were on the losing team. We did 1,576 damage, not too bad, with 6 kills. The other team, this guy here, the T-150, did 1,760, and so I think he got high caliber. Darn it. Next screen, and you can see we fired 12 shots. 8 of those were direct hits, and the 8 that hit all penetrated. We did 1,576 damage, as I mentioned. We received 2 hits, both penetrated, and we didn't have much health left there. And we got a bit of splash damage too, so artillery was shooting at us, but I don't think artillery actually did much damage, if any, to us when they did the splash damage. I think it might have just damaged the tracks a little bit. We damaged 6 and killed 6, so everything we shot at we ended up killing. We received a fair bit of money. We also got some more money for courageous resistance, and then there was a mission running as well, so can't really pay much attention to that. 437, and then for courageous resistance we got the other 287 because we won a medal, which brought us up to 724, which was enough for class 2. I have one more game for you.
Let's go.
The map is Karelia, and it's assault mode, and we're defending, so we just have to defend our flag. The enemy has 10 minutes to capture it, or they have to kill us all. Now, if you've watched some of my gameplay before, you'll know the spot I like to go when I'm in a sniper tank, which is just up here. It allows me to get some initial shots off over here and turn back and defend the cap if I need to. We have an ELC AMX straight away. Can we get a shot on it? That wasn't, I didn't really lead it enough. You can see me having to turn my tracks to adjust aim, which is a really tragic thing about this tank. So it's a tier 8 game, and we're in a tier 6 TD. It's only just a tier 8 game though. The enemy has one tier 8, which is an ISU 152. Then they have a bunch of tier 7s, 3 heavies, a couple of mediums, and the rest are tier 6 pretty much, except that ELC we just saw. So an IS, get a nice side shot into the turret. Can we get another one into him? He's disappeared. I take a shot just to... Oh, we got him. We hit him with that shot. Didn't kill him, but we put another shot into him. So it wasn't a bad judge there. Not a bad blind shot. That ELC almost stuck his bottom out. So at the moment, it looks like I'm sitting out in the open. Well, I am sitting out in the open. But I've got a TD which has reasonable camouflage rating, and I've got a camouflage net, and I'm pretty much at maximum. Well, I'm pretty much at the edge of draw distance. So the tanks up ahead are spotting for me, but the enemy has nothing close enough to me to spot me. So I can see them and shoot at them, but they can't return fire because they just can't see me. So that's one of the reasons why I like this spot on this game mode in this game when I'm in a tank that doesn't have armor and I need to snipe with it. Okay, he's come out to the open. Can we get a shot? Oh. Unfortunately, I tend to rush shots with this tank because I know if it keeps driving, I'm going to have to adjust my aim, and then we tracked it. Oh, no luck with that tank. Oh, their tier 8 tank would be valuable to take this guy out. That one goes right down into his lower plate, so it was perfect for us. It dropped below where I was aiming, but that worked out perfect. Can we get another one into him? I stuffed that shot. Like I said, I'm reluctant to change aim with this tank very often because of the gun traverse, horizontal traverse. Okay, so it looks like we've pretty much beaten them on that flank. There's still tanks up there, but they're not going to swamp us. We've got enough tanks there. So I turn around to try and shore up the other flank, which looks like it's under a fairly heavy assault. And that is the good part about this spot, is you can change and face the other way, and you have got rocks for protection if stuff gets really heavy. So I kind of like this spot. So we haven't done a lot. We've only done 2 scoring hits so far. But we are in a tier 6 tank in a tier 8 game. So we have to be careful and just help where we can. There's no point driving out in the open. As soon as I'm spotted, the tier 7s will just rip me to pieces. Well, actually, they'll all rip me to pieces, but the tier 7s will only take probably 2 shots to do it. Or even the KV-1Ss, I can't take more than 1 hit from them as well, so pretty fragile. So I take a bit of a risk moving across the open here. Sometimes you do get spotted moving across here and you get shot from people on the hill. But I can see that we're in a bit of bother here. There's quite a strong attack here. And I also could see that on my left I have some medium tanks moving through. So if anybody on that hill fires, those medium tanks will immediately spot them because they're quite close to them. So I felt more comfortable coming out and driving across in the open. And I need to get up here and help because, as you can see there, another one of our tanks just went down. So we're outnumbered 5 to 1 out here now. So I need to start putting some pressure on these guys to slow them down. Somebody saw me coming and got a shot into me for 110, the VK. We hit the comet and set him on fire. A stroke of luck. Burn, baby, burn. Oh, he almost died. Someone else hit him as well, but he's very close to death. Alright, so I don't want to come out the same spot again because that VK will still be waiting for me. We've got a shot on the KV-1S and we take him out. So that was a really important hit because that was the only one they had facing that direction on that flank. That allows our other 2 mediums, that comet there, to pop up and start spotting like they've just spotted this Hellcat now. So we get a nice one, 343, great damage roll. That was actually a premium round. That was the first premium round I fired for the game. And the premium rounds on this tank do, instead of 300 on the gun, they do 330 damage. I did that because I just felt the pressure. I thought I was going to have to shoot one of those heavy Black Prince, but it turned out to be the Hellcat. I still had a premium shell loaded for that tank, and I'm just going to load premium again because it's nearly the end of the game. Because with the Comet, if I hit its turret, I might not have penned. Anyway, game over. That game was fast, and it looked like we didn't do much, but apparently we did because we got mastery. Surprise, surprise. If you're struggling in this tank, I don't blame you. It's a very difficult tank to drive. I struggle too. I have plenty of games where I do 0 damage because our team does fantastic and I'm at the back sniping and I never even see the enemy tank. Or our team does terrible, the enemy swamps us and I just get killed by people shooting me from all directions. Or I have to move my tracks to adjust my aim and I blow my camouflage and everybody shoots at me. Happens all the time. I feel for you. Next screen. We came second on XP, only 12 behind the Comet. Not bad for a tier 6 tank in a tier 8 game. Well, it was only just a tier 8 game. We actually did more damage than the Comet though. We did more damage than anybody else in the game, but obviously the Comet did a fair bit of spotting, which helped us anyway. Next screen. And we fired 13 shots. 8 of those shots hit, and all the shots that hit penetrated, which is great. 2,529 damage, which is really good in this tank. 871 of that damage was a distance above 300 meters. We did miss a few of the shots at range though, and the gun isn't really accurate, but at mid-range it's not too bad, and that's where we did the bulk of our damage. We damaged 7 tanks and destroyed 2 of them. Really great result. Made plenty of dough, and surprisingly 1032 is mastery. That's low. Now the Radley Walters game we had when I did the review of this tank was I think 1300 or something XP, so I thought, okay, of course that's mastery, but normally you expect about 1200 in most tanks is mastery. So the fact that it's 1032 is enough for mastery tells me that not many people are having good games in this tank. So if you're getting somewhere like 900 or something, don't feel bad, you're pretty close to mastery. So yeah, maybe you're doing better than you think. If you enjoyed the Kickass gameplay, please give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more gameplays and reviews, please subscribe to ReginaldESQ and have fun.